Welcome back everyone. The highly anticipated starting lineups of the All-Star game have been officially announced, and with them have come plenty of backlash from the NBA community. If we take a look at the players selected from the Eastern Conference, there is one guy that many notice happened to be missing, with that one being Joel Embiid. However, there is not an obvious player to replace for him. Giannis Antetokounmpo happens to be one of the All-Star captains, and then Kevin Durant and Jason Tatum are playing at an MVP type level. And with those three being the only options to replace for him, I can understand why Joel Embiid did not quite make it. Again, you can definitely make an argument for him, but that was not even close to being the worst one. If we instead turn our attention to the Western Conference, there is one player that quite obviously does not belong, and I really don't think I have to tell you who it is either. I mean, don't get me wrong here. Every player who is named a starter is having a truly great year, but I think we can all agree that a few players are having a better one than Zion Williamson. And in my opinion, the one who stands out the most would have to be Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, who has quietly been one of the best players in the entire league this season. And I know what you might be thinking. The Oklahoma City Thunder are the 11th seed, while the New Orleans Pelicans are the 4th seed, which is a pretty big disparity. On the other hand though, there is not much of a difference in terms of record, and especially with how hot the OKC Thunder have been lately. Believe it or not, the 11th seed and 4th seed are only separated by 2 total games, and during the past 10 games, the Thunder owned the second best record in the entire Western Conference. Now, you can argue that the Pelicans would have a better record if Zion were available, but on the other hand, should we not be taking availability into account when making these selections? I mean, they definitely did that for Anthony Davis, who is arguably having a better year compared to Zion Williamson, and has only played in 3 fewer total games compared to him. And even if you want to argue about the fan voting here, Anthony Davis had more total fan votes than him too, which again, makes it even more questionable how Zion Williamson was voted in. But getting back to the argument for Gilgeous-Alexander, he was putting up better numbers than either of them, averaging nearly 31 points, nearly 5 rebounds, over 5 assists, shooting over 50% from the field as a guard, and then averaging over 1 block and 1 steal per game. I mean, what more could you really ask from him? He has been the definitive number 1 option for them, and yet, no one can seem to figure him out, let alone even slow him down. It really goes far beyond the points here too. In my opinion, the truly impressive part has been how efficient he has been for them. He could realistically put up a near 50-40-90 season, and that is while playing for a rebuilding team with limited help around him. At only 24 years old, Shai is proving to be one of the truly elite offensive players in the NBA, and there's really no way around that. If you were to remove him from their team, the Oklahoma City Thunder might be the clear-cut favorites for Victor Wembanyama, and even if they weren't that bad, they would definitely not be where they are at right now. I'm not sure you could say the same thing about Zion Williamson though. Again, he definitely makes their team better, but not nearly as much compared to what Shai does for the Thunder. If we take a look at the wins above replacement value from 538.com, he currently ranks as the 4th most valuable player in the entire league. And if we then compare that to the other starters in the All-Star game, you got Nikola Jokic at number 1, Luka Doncic at number 2, Steph Curry at number 9, LeBron at number 13, and then Zion Williamson all the way down at number 53. Now, I'm not saying that's the perfect way to evaluate a player's value to their team, but it does show how much more the Thunder rely on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander compared to how much the Pelicans rely on Zion to win games. Even if you wanted to give that selection to a player on a better team, you had Domantas Sabonis at number 16, and then Ja Morant at number 19 on the wins above replacement list, both of which are playing for top 3 teams in the Western Conference, and are having great individual years too. To wrap everything up here though, no one should be saying that Zion Williamson did not deserve to be a starter in the All-Star game, but there might have been a few players who deserved it a bit more than he did. And if it were up to me, that spot would have went to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. But what do you guys think though? Do you agree with the starting lineups for the All-Star game? Let me know your thoughts by commenting down below and we can talk about it there. That will do it for this video though. Big thank you to those of you who took the time to watch until the end of this video, and until the end of all of my videos in general. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, be sure to drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you have not already, and turn on notifications to get notified right away when I drop a new video. But as always, thank you for watching and have a great day.